Hello friends, this video on Forests Our Lifeline Part 10 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. 6. List 5 products we get from forests. So what are the things that we obtain from forest? Honey, furniture. So furniture is obtained from the wood, and the wood are obtained from the bark of trees. Vegetables, fruits, of course, these are the products obtained from plants. Medicines, many plants have medicinal purposes, so a lot of medicines are also derived from forests. Question number 7. Fill in the blanks. The insects, butterflies, honeybees and birds help flowering plants in. So flowering plants are the one who can carry out sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, there is a process called pollination, where pollen grains get transferred from the male reproductive organ to the female reproductive organ. So this transfer is facilitated by insects, butterflies, honeybees and birds, and that is why these animals are known as the pollinating agents, because they help in the process of pollination. So they are called pollinating agents. A forest is a purifier of dash and dash. So forest purifies, of course, air, because it takes in carbon dioxide from the air, and a forest also helps to purify the water, because if you see the water, the groundwater which is present, that is totally under the control of forest, because the soil is present there, so the water will seep in through the soil and then get inside. So water, as a forests have control over both the atmosphere, that is the air, as well as water. Herbs form the dash layer in the forest. So herbs are present at the below. So therefore herbs form the understory. So because they are present below the forest canopy. The decaying leaves and animal droppings in a forest enriches the soil, especially the top layer of the soil. And these decaying leaves and animal droppings are converted into humus by the decomposers. Question number 8. Question number 8. Why should we worry about the conditions and issues related to forests far from us? Now, as I said, when we harm forests, the initial impact or the primary impact is always on the animals and plants which are there inside the forest. But indirectly, the impact comes too far. Now, when we start cutting down forests, it leads to loss of species. So we lose a lot of species. There is soil erosion, and now when soil erosion happens, the soil gets carried away with water and it causes water pollution in nearby rivers. And we also derive water from rivers. So the nearby localities might suffer due to water pollution. Increased concentration of carbon dioxide, which can lead to global warming, so the overall temperature of the earth would increase. Lowered groundwater level. So anyways, we have learned that these days there is a lot of scarcity of water. On top of that, if the groundwater level is also reducing, so that is all the more bad. Destroy forest ecosystem, so the entire forest ecosystem will be spoiled. Possibility of flood increases, and now whenever there is flood, there is huge loss of human life, property. So there is a huge loss involved. So there are so many disadvantages of forests not being there, irrespective of whether we are a part of the forest or we stay away from the forest. Question number 9. Explain why there is a need of variety of animals and plants in a forest. Now we already saw that in forest, all the animals are interdependent. They depend on one another for their food, for their survival. So when a huge variety of animals are there, then there will be more options for food for animals. Like animals either feed on plants or they feed on other animals. Now if there are huge variety of other animals, so the food options for that particular animal increases. For example, think of a tiger. A tiger can eat a deer, a tiger can eat a goat, a tiger can eat a buffalo. Now, if all these three are present in the forest, then the food options for tiger increases. But if only one particular animal is present, say if there is a forest where only deer is present, so the food options becomes limited for the tiger. So if there are huge variety of animals and plants, there are more options for food for animals, and therefore it helps in their better survival. So herbivores control the plant population. So herbivores, those who feed on plants, they do not allow too many plants to be there because they keep eating the plants on one side. Similarly, carnivores control the population of herbivores. So carnivores do not allow only herbivores to grow because they end up eating the herbivores. So that's how the cycle keeps continuing. Question number 10. Which of the following is not a forest product? Gum, plywood, sealing wax, kerosene. So gum, plywood and sealing wax, they are all obtained from forest. So kerosene is the only exception. Question number 11. Which of the following statements is not correct? Forests protect the soil from erosion. This is true because forests contain trees and trees hold the soil very tightly, so it prevents soil erosion. Plants and animals in a forest are not dependent on each other. This is not correct because plants and animals are completely dependent on each other. Animals depend on plants directly or indirectly for their food. Similarly, plants also depend on animals for a lot of processes like pollination, seed dispersal, decomposition. All these cannot take place without animals. Forests influence the climate and water cycle. Yes, absolutely true. Soil helps forests to grow and regenerate. Obviously, without soil, plants will not be able to grow. And without plants, there is no concept of forests. Question number 12. Microorganisms act upon the dead plants to produce sand, mushrooms, humus and wood. Of course, humus, because humus is that inorganic material which increases the fertility of the soil. So microorganisms, this is what happens in decomposition. During decomposition, the dead and decaying bodies of plants and animals gets converted into humus. So with this, we have reached towards the end of this lesson, and I hope that this lesson on forests, our lifeline, would have helped you. So see you all in the next lesson. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.